Is there a difference between your Instagram profile name and your Instagram username? Well, the quick answer is yes, and it's actually an important difference as well. So stick around because I'm going to explain all of that right now. So here we are on Instagram, and I thought the best way to explain the difference between your Instagram profile name and your Instagram username is to actually show you some examples. And I actually have 3 examples to show you. Now, the first example I'm going to show you is Stephanie Pollock's. Now, the second example I want to show you is from Pat Cummins. Pat happens to be the captain of the Australian cricket team. And the third example, which is one of my favourite profiles, and I actually show this in a lot of my teaching classes, is from Colour Me Courtney. So back on Stephanie's profile we are, and this is a really good example to show you the difference between a Instagram profile name and your Instagram username. So under the photo there of Stephanie, we can see her name, Stephanie Pollock. Now, when she set up her account or page, that's her profile name, and she's gone with a very simple one, her name. So for most of us, it's going to be our own name, or it could be your own business name. An example of a business name, you might go with Mario's Pizza in Las Vegas. Now, your 30 character spaces maximum, so you do need to sort of narrow it down. Long business names won't work, but for most of us, 30 character spaces is more than enough. Now, up the top of this page, we can see her username is totally different. Now, she's known on Instagram as Cupcake Project, which is actually clever in a way because she's giving herself 2 ways to be found here on Instagram. If people are searching for her as Stephanie or as the Cupcake Project, she's covering 2 bases, I suppose, in regard to being searched. Now, right up the top, you can see Cupcake Project. She's got the blue tick. That means she's a verified account because she's nearly got 1 million followers. Now, again, she's limited to 30 character spaces, and you can see up the top with the username there are no spaces in between, whereas with the profile name Stephanie there's a space and Pollock. So that's one of the differences. Your username there are no spaces, whereas your profile name you can add spaces. Now, the big difference and the most important of these 2 are your username though. So Cupcake Project is the more valuable of them because your username is totally unique. Only one account in the world can have that. It's a bit like an email address, it's a bit like a website, it's a bit like a telephone number. That's the one that you really want to get. And if it's your business name or your own name or however you want to be known on Instagram, that's the most valuable one because when you're liking and commenting, you leave behind the name, or Stephanie would be leaving behind the name Cupcake Project. Lots of people can open a Instagram page or account as Stephanie Pollock, and there are probably hundreds of thousands or thousands of people who have that name, but only one person can have Cupcake Project. Now we're back having another look at Pat Cummins' profile. Now this is another good example just to show you sometimes how we have to get creative. So Pat obviously was able to set his profile name up correctly as his own name, and that's all he would be looking to do there. But up the top you can see he's got Pat Cummins 30. Now obviously when he tried to get the username just as his own name, it wasn't available, which is a bit of a bummer, I suppose, for him. But he's got around that by just having Pat Cummins 30. Now, if someone's searching for him on Instagram and they just type in his name, because he's got his name in his profile name, and equally it forms part of his username, he would get found quite quickly and easily as well. And finally, we're having a look at Courtney's profile, which is so colourful. And as I said before, I use this as a good profile example when teaching some of my students. So Courtney has set her profile name as Courtney. Then she's got the rainbow, the NYC Colour Queen. So, that's obviously one of her monikers and how she wants to be known as. She's a blogger and she does amazing stuff here on Instagram. Up the top is her username, Colour Me Courtney. So, that maybe that's her business name, or maybe that's just her Instagram name. So remembering Colour Me Courtney, only one person in the world can have that, whereas multiple people can have the profile name. For a lot of us, it will be our own name or just our business name.